What is going on, guys? It's Mekabre. We're back with yet another Destiny 2 video, and today's video is covering the TWAB from this week. The week, April 8th, I think is when the TWAB first came out, okay? Let me just say, this TWAB has a lot of people upset, and I'm gonna tell you outright, from the get-go, I'm kind of happy. And I want to explain why I am so happy. So let's dive into that. Before we hop into today's topic, however, remember we do have a sub goal currently going on. At the time of me recording the audio for this video, we are sitting at 40 out of 50 subs. Once we hit that 50, we're talking a face cam for live streams. We're talking about possibly live streaming more than once each week, and we're possibly talking about making a change on over to Twitch for live streaming. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so, and if you have friends that enjoy Destiny content, tell them to drop by and see if they enjoy mine. Now let's dive right in. Now, there was a lot covered in this TWAB, and I highly recommend that you can go and read it for yourself. There will be a link in the description down below. But let's just talk about just two things that I think people are getting upset about, and I don't think they have any reason to. Let's start with 120 RPM hand cannons. That's right, the aggressive frame hand cannons have been running amok in PvP, okay? If you don't use a 120, it is very difficult at times to compete. Specifically in trials, if you're not using a 120, the other team is just straight out going to plow right through you. There are a few other weapons, however, that can compete. Matter of fact, there's people out there saying that right now, pulse rifles are slaying 120s left and right. And I'm one of those people. I love using Messenger. But let's talk about what's changing with 120s. Okay, listen to this. We've received enough feedback that we want to rein them in a bit, talking about 120s, without completely taking away their range benefits. These weapons will now have damage and aim assist fall off distance reduced between 2 and 4 meters based on the range stat. Pretty nice. So not only is the damage going to now not be as far of an issue, but the aim assist is also going to affect. So all you controller players out there, myself included, it might just take a second to readjust, but if your aim is solid anyways, this isn't going to matter to you. The only thing you'll notice is the range. But listen to their next sentence, and this is really why I think people are overreacting. This roughly halves the range buff they received in Beyond Light. This is what made 120s was so good. We're cutting that in half. So they're still going to be good. They're still probably going to be dominant enough that this is all you're going to see in the meta. But at the same time, they're not going to be as good, and it's going to allow other things like pulse rifles, SMGs, auto rifles perhaps, maybe scout rifles, although I would say scout rifles right now are just doing okay. But overall, I think everything's going to have a better chance, and I think this nerf was completely needed. I have complained about 120s way too many times. Matter of fact, very rarely do I use 120s anymore. I mean, trials, yes, but past trials, I end up finding myself using a 140, or I actually use a scout rifle or the messenger. And man, let me just say it is so refreshing to use something other than a 120. Give it a try. Now, the other big thing, and this one honestly is the one that people are complaining about more than the 120s getting nerfed, and that is Quickdraw. Yes, the perk Quickdraw, well, it's kind of cracked, as everyone knows. In the TWAB, they say it passively buffs handling by 100, plus 100. That is insane. A lot of people don't realize that that's the case, but Quickdraw is just such a good perk, specifically on shotguns. Now, this isn't something that they want to keep using because or not it's not working the way they intended. You put quick draw on low handling weapons such as, like your aggressive shotguns, so you have your fell winners and several others, right? Your sniper rifles and your hand cannons, all the aggressive frame weapons, they should have a slower handle speed because they deal more damage. It's just how you balance it. It's not something they want. So instead, they're trying to make some downsides, and working around that perk isn't working. It's not how they want it to, they don't want to just remove it from the game. They still want it in there. They just want it, to be a little easier to not have to have quick draw on a shotgun for in order to work. And they want a downside to these aggressive frames. So they say here in this last sentence, We don't think allowing a fast swap to the shotgun subfamily with the highest one-hit kill range is great either. So they're talking specifically Fellwinter's and the primary that I keep blanking on the name, but the Trial Shotgun. Now, so here's what they're doing to change it. The handling bonus is now removed 1 second after switching to this weapon or upon aiming down sights. So that bonus from Quickdraw isn't going to be as useful as it once was. However, it's not completely negated. And get this, replaced Quickdraw with surplus on new and existing drops of Fellwinter's Lie and Astral Horizon. There you have it. That's the shotgun I couldn't think of 2 seconds ago. Should have just kept reading. Anyways, these two shotguns have been super, super popular as of late. Astral Horizon, if you get that quick draw opening shot, it is truly insane. Fellwinter's, everyone knows, is a good shotgun. We were already told that Fellwinter's was going to be looked at, seeing as how Sunsetting is now gone. But replacing quick draw with surplus is what's making a lot of people mad. These are some of the best shotguns in the game. Matter of fact, both of these are awesome shotguns. I don't like Fellwinter's Lie personally, but I love the Astral Horizon I have with quick draw snapshot or quick draw opening shot. So what is changing by adding surplus onto these versus keeping quick draw? Okay, well, surplus is going to do the same thing quick draw does, except for that surplus requires you to have your abilities. So your class ability, additionally your melee and your grenade. The more abilities you have fully charged, the faster your handling speed will be, additionally the faster the reload speed will be, and the stability, if I recall correctly. So is this a good thing? And how much is it truly going to make a difference? Well, I will tell you right now, having a fully charged surplus does not keep up with quick draw as it is now. However, a surplus on something like a retold tail, which is a shotgun I am absolutely in love with using, is still pretty darn effective. Now, here is the other thing, and a lot of people, I think, just jumped right over this and didn't even give it a thought. If surplus is put on these two shotguns, and a majority of people in this game shotgun, as they currently are, well, it is very, very likely that they will stop spamming abilities. People are going to stop crutching abilities in order to maintain all 3 abilities, or at least 2 abilities on their character to allow surplus to work for their Fellwinter's or Astral Horizon. Therefore, this ability meta that we are in right now, where if you play a Revenant Hunter, your job is to throw both shurikens and your grenade and then shatter dive on them immediately because you have to assert your dominance. That was a joke. Laugh, please. Anyways, surplus is going to hopefully negate that a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong jumping to that conclusion so early, but I think that these shotguns are going to continue to be the most used just because of their consistency of that one hit kill range that they have. So I think there's a good chance that they will continue to be used, but surplus is hopefully going to negate the ability spam meta that we're currently in. Now, guys, there was a bunch of other fun stuff covered in this TWAB, and there's a bunch more to come in future TWABs. They end by saying that we don't want to tell you everything right now, but just keep in mind they're going to make further adjustments. So, please, please, please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. I think that some of these changes aren't as bad as they are made out to be by other YouTubers or other content creators. I think this is going to help the meta overall and allow people to use whatever they would like in Destiny 2. And with that, I have nothing else to say except for get back to grinding, you crazy guardians.